Good morning. My name is Paula Wiseman. I'm the owner of the Get in Shape for Women in Sharon. And today we're here at Neha Shah's house, and we're going to help her with preparation of her lunches and her dinners. One of the things we stress a lot at Get in Shape for Women is preparation, because if you have everything prepped, you're more likely to eat it and you'll be successful in portion control. So today we're going to do three little segments, one in prepping the beginnings of her dinners with potatoes and chicken, and then we'll throw those in the oven. Then we'll work on her vegetables, and then we'll work on her salads. So today I've already started some of the potatoes, and then I'm just going to finish these up. We'll brush them with olive oil and season them, and then stick them in the oven for about 40 minutes with the chicken on top. And I've already oiled the pan a little bit with olive oil because we don't want things sticking. And I kind of give them a little massage there, and you'll see a little more massage in a minute. So I like my potatoes roasted because they have more flavor, and they're already seasoned. So we have a little olive oil, and I literally brush it on to get it ready. Yeah, here we go. So and it only takes a minute, and this little olive oil dispenser is great because it just lets out a little bit. It's perfect for that. So as you can see, olive oil is a great fat. One of the things we do put on our recommended food list is olive oil. Olive oil is a great, good fat for the body. Does a lot of good things. And I'm going to throw the chicken on. Very simple. I use the chicken thighs because I like dark meat. You can use chicken breast. We use about 4 ounces per serving, depending on where you are in your fitness. As you get a little bit fitter, sometimes we have the girls eat a little more because they do need the protein to help build muscle mass. And the neat thing about protein is it does help build antibodies to help fight infection. I love that little factoid about proteins. So as you can see, we have our chicken all ready, and I love putting on rosemary, thyme, and garlic on my chicken. The rosemary gives it a really nice crunch. So if you're concerned about flavor, or if you're used to having a lot of salt, try other seasonings. And rosemary and thyme are fabulous. And fresh garlic, I don't have fresh garlic today, but using fresh garlic, it just really makes a big difference. So we're going to do a little bit of that for Neha's dinners. Just put a little bit on here. Rosemary, right? Adds really nice flavor. And if you have it out of the garden, it's even better. Oh, so good. So good. And we have a little bit of thyme leaves, right? Very, very nice. So good, so good. Lovely. There's the chicken with the rosemary, thyme, and garlic. Looks beautiful. And we're going to put it in the oven for 40 minutes in a preheated oven. 40 minutes at 400. And we'll let that go. Okay, and now we're going to work on Neha's green beans. So as you can see, Neha has picked green beans to go with her dinners. So we're going to prepare those really very simply. We're going to use a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Okay, she had picked olive oil to go with her beans, and a little bit of seasoning, okay? And I like to wipe it out a little bit because I don't like to use too much olive oil, but I want the pan to be wiped, obviously, right? Okay, so put that in there, and then we're just literally going to start this up, and I cook them on the stove, kind of at a medium heat. I like mushrooms with mine, but that's okay. Green beans like this is just fine. And I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on top, just so they don't stick too much, right? And then we'll add a little seasoning. She likes a little kosher salt, which is great. I'm going to stick my fingers in here. Okay. Very nice. And we can just let these go for about 10 minutes. And they'll steam up quite nicely. Green beans are steaming. And we're going to prepare Neha's salads. So she has picked out some organic spring mix. That makes it very easy to not have to worry about washing things and drying things off. You can just open up the package and use it. And what we recommend is you use like 2 cups of salad, of spring mix, or you could use romaine lettuce or dark greens, spinach mix. And I just stuff it in the boxes because while the chicken's cooking, this takes just a few minutes, okay? And I'm gonna make a mess of the counter, but that's okay. So we're gonna prepare 5 days of salads. And one of the keys here is to not put your chicken on the food until it's cooled. Because if it's hot, your lettuce is gonna wilt, and that's gross. So we won't do that. And we're gonna add some cherry tomatoes. I recommend these because again, they're easy. You can just wash them real quick and then just throw them in. I put like 5 or 8 of them in here. I love tomatoes, and it won't be long that we can use real tomatoes, which is gonna be really fun. Good, good stuff. And then cucumbers. You can use your regular cucumbers, or I also use the little mini cucumbers, which are thinner and longer. They both do very well. Both have lots of good macronutrients in them. So I'm just going to prepare a few more of these because we do have some ready. Some people like the skin off, some people like the skin on. The skin does have a lot of good macronutrients in it. That's why I leave it on. I want to get as much in that's going to help me as I can. So there you have that. And actually, I'm going to throw some of these right in the salads. This is a really nice, healthy salad. And then I take my salad dressing with me to work, so it's there. And there are plenty of good companies that make good salad dressings, but we recommend a clear dressing, something that's maybe a vinaigrette or a lemon and olive oil, and add a few seasonings to that. And there you have that. So here we are. The beans are done. Look at how beautiful they are. A little bit of brown. You can tell they're still a little bit, almost al dente, a little bit, but they smell delicious. Just a light seasoning. Oh, look at that. Delicious. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're going to take the chicken out now and check it. I'm pretty sure it's done. I think Neha's stove is a little bit younger than mine. Mine's an old 1950s caloric. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Very, very nice. The potatoes look like they're perfectly done. See, I'm sure you can see they're a little brown around the edges. There's the white potato. Just beautiful. So we're going to cut into a little bit of the chicken here because I like to make sure it's well cooked or cooked enough. Okay, so there you have it. Perfect, perfect chicken. And we're going to move it to a plate because I like to cool it, because if you don't cool it before you put it on your salads will get mushy. We don't want that. And that helps them stay fresher longer as well. So I usually remove my chicken from the plate. And if I feel my potatoes, or sometimes I'll roast carrots, but if my potatoes are not done enough, I'll stick them back in if I want them a little crunchier. But these are beautifully done. And we'll let this sit for about 20-30 minutes to cool it, and then we'll just place them all on the salads, and we'll set up the ginger jars as well for her dinners. Now I'm going to package up some of her dinners. So the beans are good, and you can start this pretty much anytime once they're done. The salads, obviously, we have to wait till the chicken's cooled a bit because we don't want those to get wilty, as I said before. So we're going to put some green beans in here, and I might make a little bit of a mess, but that's all right. It's all fixable. The beans look perfect. And so if you package up enough for each meal, you'll just eat what you have, right? It's really, really important. We're going to throw that in there. Helps to have a nice working kitchen to work in. My kitchen's a little old and needs a little TLC, but I still get the job done. So there's that. So we have a few of those, just so you see how that happens, right? And now we have some potatoes. Neha picked some really pretty red potatoes. You can see that. Those are beautiful. And so we'll put a couple of those in and a couple of sweet potatoes in so she gets a little mix of her macronutrients here. And we recommend just about a half of a potato, whichever it is, sweet potato. Sweet potato has a lot more macronutrients in it, so we highly recommend that. But red potatoes, baked potatoes, good, but have half. Okay? And there's that. And then I'm going to measure the chicken before I put it in. So we have a scale here. We recommend 4 to 5 ounces, depending on where you are. When we begin with a client, we usually say 4 ounces. And again, depending on the size of the woman. If you're taller, you might need a little bit more. So it's 4 ounces on the nose. So this is perfect. So we're going to cut this up a little bit because we know where it's going in the jar that it needs to be cut up a bit for it to be easier to eat. So let's take this one. And I'm going to use my hands only because it is easier. And I did wash them, as you saw. So there, that's a perfect serving. Look at that. That's a perfect serving for dinner. One of the things my mother used to say to me is when you eat breakfast like a king. Have a big breakfast. Lunchtime, eat like a princess. And dinner time, eat like a pauper. That's a perfect meal. And last but not least, we are going to finish up the salads. As you can see, the chicken is done. Salads are prepped. The chicken is cool. So all we have to do is add it to the salads and we're done. There we have it. And I can eyeball it because I do know how much to put in. And we do recommend you measuring until you are good at eyeballing as to how much to put in. Excuse me. Beautiful, beautiful salads. And using a clear dressing, whether it's a raspberry vinaigrette or just a plain balsamic vinaigrette or lemon and olive oil, are all great ways to dress your salads. Just measuring 2 tablespoons, no more. So this is my favorite part. This is the moment that I'm so excited because you know what? I'm finished. We're done with our dinners. It's all wrapped up, ready to go. You don't have to think about anything anymore for the rest of the week. Your meals are done, and it was so easy. Only takes an hour, and this helps you really prepare for success during the week with it, whatever your goals are in your transformation with Get in Shape. So 5 dinners, 5 lunches. Easy peasy, and you're done.